What is up, YouTube? Welcome along. So we've managed to get all of the fields planted with our soybean. We've got it up to a 3-stage fertilised, so we're good to go. I've just been fast timing, trying to speed things along a little bit. The price isn't really going up for our canola. I really hoped it would. So we've kind of got a new plan. We need grass. Now we can't afford at the moment to buy the winged mower and the windrower, but we can afford to buy the single front mount mower. And what we can do is, with our loading wagon behind us, we can actually cut the grass in front of us, drive over it, and then collect it. It's not the quickest way of doing the job, but it is a way of doing the job. I've got the speed set to 5, so that's 5 for every second in life, 5 seconds passes. So for every minute in life, 5 minutes will pass. So we'll be able to actually progress through the day, waiting for our crop to grow for us, but also doing something useful. Now, when it comes to the grass harvest, we have got 2 fields which we can go and harvest in, whichever grass. That's a little bit of a peculiarity with this map, to be honest. It's not often you get meadowland to go and harvest as well as your crops. So what you normally have to do early stages to get a good amount of grass is actually cut the verges. So you drive around the edge of the field and cut the grass around the edge of the field. And any of this grass, like here along here on the right, you can cut all of that and harvest that as well. So here we are at the shop. There we go. We'll just swing round there because we're going to front mount it. So we'll go into the mowers. I've decided as well, we've got the 2 different variations on this. We can go for the now can we? I might have to quickly go and check that first. I'm not 100% certain that this one, the Splendimo, can be front mounted. I know the Pottinger can. I'm going to quickly check that and come back. Okay, I'm really glad I went and double checked. If you can see on the Lely there, you've got some marker boards at the back. That was what just made me wonder if I could do it with that one. I would like to have used that one because it got a 9-meter cut-in width, and that tallies up nicely with one of the windrowers. So what we're going to do instead, we'll get the Nova Cat. We're not going to get that bit yet because we can't afford that bit, but we can afford that one. There we go, that's that bought. So we can now jump back in our tractor, come and pick that up with the front of the tractor. There we go. So it's all folded up for use on the road. Just fold that down. We'll also lower it, we'll turn it on. And then we'll switch to the back, we'll turn that on and lower that as well. Dude, come on. Farmyard vehicles working here. And it's going to take forever. I won't lie, it will take forever to fill this loading wagon up this way. But we've got nothing else better to do while we're waiting for the crop to grow. And the game really does seem to just all be about keeping yourself busy. If the wheels are turning, you're earning money. So this first load, I think we're going to end up putting down into the silage bunker. That way we can get the silage going. We are going to need something to load the silage into the feeding troughs initially. I know I said that we'd like to get the mixed rations going, but I think early game that's a little bit optimistic. We've got other things we need to spend our money on before spending it on things like that. So I think what we'll do, rather than getting a dedicated front loader, we'll actually buy a tractor, because we need another tractor. That's the problem right now. Everything we do, we're having to use this Massey. So yeah, we need to get ourselves a new tractor, but there's nothing to stop us getting one with a front loader attachment and just buying some arms and then a shovel for the tractor. It's not like we're going to be using it a lot. Once we've fed the cows, we should be good for a few days. Just continue cutting the grass here along the edges. So as you can see, we've got the crops growing nicely there. I'm just going to speed up the day a little bit more. So we're now doing 15 minutes game time for every minute in real life. This is actually filling up fairly well. I'm quite happy with the way that's working. We're already over a third full. And we've not even done a complete lap of this field yet. That's quite good. When you're doing your silage, you do have to have a certain amount. I believe it's 10% of what the silo can hold. But the silos vary in size. So you can get a silo that will only hold 100,000 litres, up to 1 million. You know, so it really does depend on how big can your silo go as to how much you need before you can start making silage. Now I believe the one back home, I believe that is at 300,000 litres. So that means we're going to need at least 30,000 litres before we can start making silage. These are some of those trees I mentioned that you can clip through. It's annoying. I would rather they be solid. However, at the same time, I'm quite glad they're not. You'd just be constantly getting tangled up on them trying to do things. Now, with the big trees, obviously FS17 was the first version of Farming Simulator to allow you to actually cut them down and get rid of them. We may do a little bit of logging later on, but it's a bit of a pain, to be honest. The actual loading of the logs, it takes so much time, and it always, for me, always looks a mess. Once you can get the auto loading wagons, which are a mod, things aren't quite so bad then. But yeah, it's still a bit of a thing. There we go, we're nearly full there now. What I might do is, when we get back down to the exit to the field, I think we'll leave this field and we'll actually head down the road cutting the grass on our way back to the farm. Or can we actually cut through field 10? Field 10 is ours. I tell you what, we can actually cut through there. Let's do that instead. That sounds like a better plan. So field 10 is already ploughed for us. I haven't done that. That's just how it's come. But if we go into the section here, you can still, it still needs ploughing. So although it is ploughed, it needs to be ploughed again. You do suffer quite a sizable penalty if your field needs to be ploughed. It's one of those jobs that if you've got a second tractor, you can set the second tractor off doing this with a worker whilst you're off collecting grass, feeding the animals, just doing anything. It's why we need that second tractor so badly. There we go, we're up to 88% now. Let's just go in cab. Be easier for cutting this section. There we go. There's the gate to get us out of here. Let's go and open the gate quickly. Oh, opens over that side. Oh, that's going to make it a nightmare. Okay, once you jump back in, you've got to remember to turn your implements back on. Then what we'll do, we'll carry on up here till we get full. You hear the buzzer in the background there warning us that we're getting full. That's it, we're done. So lift the mower. In fact, we'll even fold it up. We'll drive out into the field so we can get a nice straight run at this gate. It's not the widest of gates, I must say. That really should be a double for trying to get this stuff out of here. We're going to have to go all the way up here to try and get out in one. No, just snagged. There we go, we're out. And then we can go over the little humpback bridge. I think this is the first time I've brought you guys this way actually on video. So we've got the little humpback bridge over the stream. It's quite beautiful and picturesque. I can just imagine sitting on there doing some trout fishing, to be honest. So here we go underneath the railway bridge. And then up to the farm. So it's not actually taking as long as I feared it would. You wouldn't want to try and do a whole field that way. Let me tell you that much. It would just be mind-numbingly boring. So we'll pop down to the cows. Get this lot dropped off into the silage. There we go. Turn right at the barn. Over the cattle grid. There we go. Make sure you select that one. Then you have to use the tip anywhere function for this to work, and you want to kind of spread it out a little bit. There we go. So if we bring the help up now, it will show you there that we're at 34,000, which is what we brought in with us. Compacting is at 1%. So let's compact that a little bit. You do that by driving over it. Let's just shut the wagon door again. And normally it gives you a percentage as to how much it's filled. This one isn't doing that, which is annoying. spread that out a little bit. There are mods in the game that speed this bit up. It is definitely one of my pet hates, is trying to compact down all of this using this. There should be an in-game bit of equipment to do the job, if I'm honest. I think it's something Giants have really let us down with. There we go. We've actually forced a bit of the chaff out from the end of the silo there. So that's why we're dropping down to 32. What we need to really do is go get a pusher so that we can push it back into the silo. We might do that. We might have a little look, see how much one of those is going to cost us. So once that's at 100%, if we had enough in there, it would tell us that we could blanket the silo. So we've actually got quite a bit of grass here on the farm. So that's it. Unfold the mower, lower everything, turn everything on. Yeah, let's go cut some more grass. So I'm going to carry on doing this and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so that's our second wagon nearly full now. That should be enough to begin silage. So we've just cut a load of grass there that we haven't picked up. That's because I'd left the mower running. It doesn't turn the mower off when it turns off the pickup. So we'll drop this more in the middle of the silo. We'll create a little hump there. Spread it around a little bit. There we go. We're at 65,000 litres. That should be plenty. How much is it just for that? No, it's not in there. Is it? Levelers. Okay, so a leveler's not actually that expensive. What's the difference between these two? Does it tell us? So just how many litres it holds? It shouldn't hold any. Strange. Okay. Let's buy the smaller one, because it is the cheaper one. Okay, so we could attach that to a freewheeler. We've got front points, so that's all good. Let's buy that. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll just park both of these items up. Just there, I think. Drop that one there. We'll come forward. Drop that one there. I'm not going to do too much of the grass cutting, just because, like I say, it's not how I want to do it. It takes too long. It's just not time efficient. There we go. Let's pick this front weight up. Oh, crashed. Right, let's go get this leveler. And we can level off the silage and try and push that bit of silage back in as well. It's getting late, which is a little bit of a nightmare. We need to go and check on our crop as well, see how we're doing with the crop. It's got a nice cover in there. I think that's a stage 2 growth. We need obviously all 4 stages before we can harvest. So go back in cab quickly. And I'm really pushing now for us to get the animals. There's no point having animals if you can't feed them though. That's not good for anyone. One of the other things we need to think about buying is a water tank, because we will need to water the animals as well. Now you can do without any of the items that I'm mentioning with the animals. If you was to buy the animals, if we was to go buy a cow right now, we can have it delivered, which in these early stages we're probably going to. Probably not until we get pigs am I going to be too worried about having an animal transporter, because it's only the pigs that we're ever going to be selling on. So we've ordered the leveler in at the shop. He said he'd leave it outside for us as it was after hours. Let's go pick this bad boy up. So if you remember, we've got the weight on the front. So we'll pick this up using the rear 3-point hitch. There you go, it's all nicely folded up. We'll lift it up so it doesn't drag. Oh, it doesn't want to lift. Okay. That's annoying a little bit, but hey ho. Really should lift on the rear. Never mind. So it will fold out. Ah, there you go. We can actually lift it manually. Let's fold that. Oh, too slow. Let's fold that back in so we don't hit anything. He says hitting the next car that comes along. Oy vey. It's a good job you don't have to pay car insurance in this game. So I think once we get to the farm, we'll swap these two around. So we'll have the weight on the back and we'll put the leveler on the front. It will just give us a little bit more control and we can do it a little more in cab. Yeah, those soybeans, they're growing nicely along there actually, aren't they? Coming up to our entrance to the farm. We'll slow it down, swing out wide a little. Don't take the entrance to the garage. Do take the entrance to the farm. As you can see, I've opened up the doors to the other door there, and I've put the lights on as well in this one where our combine is. We're back on the farm now. We can put all of our lights on. I think we're going to need them down here at the cows. It's very dark. Now, one of the other mods is you can actually get placeable lights now. And for me, that's critical. I mean, if I drop that off there, drop the weight off there, and turn my lights out, you'll see just how dark it is down here. And you would, as a farmer, if you were going to be doing any kind of work down here, put some lights up. So let's put the lights back on. There we go. Right, I'll pick this up. We'll unfold it. So, going back in cab, we can raise and lower it. So I think to start with, we'll drop it down just till we start lifting, and then put it back down. And we'll lift her up and back out. Oh yeah, that's worked a treat. Absolute treat. So till she lifts and then back down. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So lift that back up. So what we need to do now is actually drive over the whole lot. And that'll just help compact it a little bit. So we should have is it 6,800? So we've actually only lost the 15 that we've got on us. So we've actually got all of our chaff back where it belongs. So we'll just compact this down. Tell you what, let's try leveling this out. It's a little tricky in cab actually. I thought it might be easier, but I'm not convinced. So we'll just lower the blade, raise it a little bit. That's better. We can lower it a little bit down there. That's much better. Push that back in. Oh, I forgot to lift the blade, didn't I? Forgot to lift the blade. So lift the blade, drop what you have, lower the blade. Oh, lowered the blade too much. That's it, it's all back inside again. Oh, we've got everything off of it this time as well. That's brilliant. Okay, we can now just quickly run backwards and forwards. Lowered the blade a little bit there just to try and take that high spot out, make it a little easier for us. We'll lower the blade a little bit more, take it out a little bit more. Oh, we've just lost a little bit, so we'll push it back in again. That's it. So we can now lower the blade just a little bit. Just knock the whole lot back into there a little bit. That's beautiful. We can now raise the blade all the way up. That's quite nice. Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And I have just thought, actually, it might only tell us if we're on foot. So let's turn our flashlight on. Yeah, so we can now blanket the silo. So you obviously just can't do it when you're in the vehicle. So that's that blanketed. As you can see, it puts a thin veil over the whole lot now, and it has begun. So I'm going to leave you just there. So if you've enjoyed the video, hit that like button, comment, share, and if you've not already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye bye.